Welcome to Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob, and beyond.
Good evening, or good morning, wherever in the world you may be tuning in. This is Art Bell broadcasting once again from the edge of midnight, where the strange becomes possible and the impossible becomes routine. This weekend, I had the privilege, and I do mean privilege, of meeting a man named Rob. But the world knows him as Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. And he brings us a channel with a fitting title, Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, and beyond. Rob is someone who has seen things most will not believe, and heard stories that refuse to die. When you hear the word Bigfoot, you might think you know where this conversation is headed. A large creature in the woods. Footprints in the mud, a shadow slipping behind a tree. But let me assure you, that is merely the front door to a much larger, much darker house. Behind that door lies the stalking terror of the dogman. Encounters so violent, so primal, that even seasoned hunters refuse to speak of them in daylight. Behind that door lie spirits that roam abandoned farmhouses, apparitions that appear in children's bedrooms, demons that whisper ancient names through static and silence. Behind that door is the paranormal, the unexplained, the forbidden knowledge that humanity has always sensed but rarely confronts. Rob does not shy away. He goes directly into the storm interviewing witnesses, collecting encounters, pulling back the veil that separates our world from the next. So as you listen, whether you're driving down a lonely road or lying awake in a room suddenly feels a bit too cold, know this: you are not alone. The night is full of mysteries, and some of them have been waiting a very long time to be heard. This is Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, and beyond. And tonight we step through the veil.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond BMR. Yes, that's my new channel name, if you didn't know already. This is Late Night Into the Bizarre. Thanks, one and all, for coming in. I've got Monica here. And also, I've got Brandi here behind the scenes. Yes, finally. I was going to rename this show, I was thinking, not too long ago, to a Late Night Into the Bizarre with Monica and Rob, because, you know, it's been a minute since my other two lovelies have joined me. I don't think we've all been together at all over the past 3 or 4 months, but hey, it is what it is. I thank all of you for coming in, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. If you are new here, please subscribe to Bigfoot, Michigan Rob on YouTube, The Blondes and the Booze. Just The Blondes and the Booze. Monica Rollins, Our Paranormal World, Texas from Porch, Paranormal Paul. Oh, there's a couple others out there. Jeez, Donnie Show says stuff I think is still on air. I don't know. Haven't seen him in a while. But thanks everybody for coming on in. We have a great show as always. Thanks to everybody for coming on in. Don't forget, everybody. Yes, Sir Brian Bowden. The super chat is open. A great way to help support what we all do around here. Thank you so much for that. You, mateys, can become BMR pirates. Join today. Join the many. Join the few. Depending on your point of view. What you get, a bandana with my picture next to your name in the chat room. Yes, you do. Thanks to one and all for coming in. So with that being said, well, I'll say one other thing. You know, my books are on Amazon. Bigfoot, Michigan Represents True Cryptid Encounters, books 1 and 2. For those of you that would like to get the book for Christmas and avoid shipping costs, get a hold of me and I will sign them for you. I will cover the shipping and mail them to you. It takes about 4 to 5 days to get via media mail. So yeah, hook me up, look me up. You know how to get a hold of me, and I can do that for you. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up Monica. Hi, Monica. How are you?
Hi, Robbie. How are you?
I'm super fantastic.
Are you super fantastic?
I am.
Supercalifragilistic.
You know what? I was going to say that, but I was not going to attempt it. Yes. You know, you read my mind there.
Of course, because we're on the same wavelength.
I know. I love that. We're all on the same. We're on the same page. You know, I got Brandi. We all, Krista. You know, we all kind of know each other pretty well. Read each other's minds. It's telepathy. It's mind speak. I don't know what it is. So
it's being in sync. It's vibrating at the same.
Yes, vibrating at the same levels.
We're all vibrating in the same
frequency.
Level of frequency, which is a good frequency. We're not low vibrational. Which is
not low vibrational at all. Speaking of somebody who's not at low vibration, although we can't see her pretty face tonight because she is still recovering from this illness she's had for over a week, the lovely Brandi. What's happening, Brandi?
Dang it, Bobby. Dang it,
Bobby. Yes.
Yeah, I'm still recovering. It's getting better. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I have a little more energy every day, so it's good. It's good. Getting lots better.
That's good.
Yeah, that's great to hear. You know, we always kind of talk about the weather, but I got to well, first of all, Monica, I'm gonna start with you. I really like watching these weather and these storm channels, and I like going on the radar, like on the computer. And I've seen parts of Texas got smashed with some snow.
Yeah, that's probably the Panhandle.
Was it?
Yeah. Early, you know how forecasts change. The Panhandle always gets snow. It is always like Amarillo, always snow. Wichita Falls will get snow almost every year. I'm not talking about, you know, like feet and feet and feet.
Oh, sure.
But, I mean, they get a decent snowstorm at least once a year. And the forecast earlier in the week said that it might snow here where I am, like light flurries Tuesday night. But now it's changed, you know, like it does.
Yeah, it does change. We were supposed to get snow yesterday. It didn't start snowing until about 2 hours ago. We got about 2 inches already. So, we'll see what happens.
Pretty decent clip.
Yeah, it's a nice little clip, and 2 inches in about 2 hours. So it's still snowing as I speak. So yeah, it is what it is. I expect it in Michigan. However, though, it's odd for me to get snow. Like I've been telling you guys ad nauseum, it seems. We don't start getting snow until like, for where I live anyways, until like January. So
yeah, that's usually when we get it. I mean, we've had snow in December before, you know, but it melts like a day later, 2 days later. We get if we're going to get snow, we'll get heavier snow, usually in February is when we get it. Sometimes March, but usually in February.
Okay. And Brandi, I know I asked you earlier today to see if you're going to come on, and I asked you about the snow, and you said it had not been snowing. So is it still no snow for Brando?
Still no snow, but it has rained all day, and there was a little bit of sleet this morning, so that, you know, all the damp weather is not helping my plight at all. But we're not expecting anything until I want to say Monday or Tuesday or something. We're supposed to have like wintry mixed weather.
Oh,
But which is not normal for us. We normally don't get anything till January, and usually that's ice. That's what I get, ice.
Okay.
Now northern Missouri, they'll get snow. I'll get ice. I don't know why, but that's just it.
I'd rather get the snow than the ice because the ice terrible. I a couple accidents in ice over the last 20 years, and my brother a really bad one on a bridge. Fidesz, Bigfoot fades, says in the PNW we get lots of rain and then ice storms out there. I'm surprised.
we get ice every year too.
Yeah.
Like every year we're going to get ice. Like it may be snow. A lot of the last few years we've gotten snow, but always ice.
Okay. Really quickly, Sparky's Paranormal Outdoor. Whoa, gifted 5.
Woo-hoo!
We got 5 new pirates. Maybe. Sparky not walking the plank tonight. Thanks, Sparky, for that. You're awesome. So I was going to ask how everyone's Thanksgiving was. I kind of already know. Well, Brandi, I don't know about you. You're probably laid low, I imagine, with what you got going on.
Yeah. The family get together was brief. I don't think anybody wanted to be around me, so they all kind of left real soon. I think I spent 2 hours with family. The rest of it I spent in bed. But I think about, and I had to work too, not on Thursday, but Friday and today. But I just spent like the last 2.5 hours on with my older children on Twitch, watching them, because they're gamers. So they were playing all this game with their friends all together, and I just had the best time. I think it was better than Thanksgiving. I had a lot of laughs. I giggled a lot. Got to talk with them in chat. It was a good time. I had better time today, I think.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, good.
That's awesome. I watched one of my friends a couple of years ago actually play a live video game like on the internet on Xbox or something that they had.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be so boring, but I thought it was kind of entertaining for a little while. But differently for you though, Brandi, because it's your kid,
Well, my children are, let's face it, they're nerds. And so, when they get in these games and they get all their friends and really see their personality come out, it is a lot of fun, and they're older, and it's just fun to see them giggle and laugh together. When your kids are getting along, it's always nice. It gives you the warm fuzzies.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. Yeah. And Monica, yours was fine, I trust.
Yeah, I cooked for everybody who showed up at my house, and
Did you have a lot of people?
I had actually this year it wasn't that many. I think I had 7 or 8 people altogether in my house.
That's not too bad.
You said 7 or 8?
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
No, that's not bad.
I usually have like 12 or 14 people shoved into my house. But I mean, my house isn't huge. It's like 2,000 square feet, but it's old. So each room is sectioned. It's not an open floor plan. I mean, it's a 1914 craftsman bungalow. So each room is separated. So shoving 14 people in any one room is.
Yeah, because everybody wants to be around everybody to talk. And then you just can't fit them all in one room to talk.
Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky that I have these 2 glass French doors that open between the living room and the dining room. And usually I can leave those open and people kind of flow back and forth, but the rest of the house is just segmented.
Right.
The kitchen is completely separate from the rest of the house. There's a music room there's no purpose for it other than people like a pass-through room.
It's a pass-through room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Overflow room. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you how mine went briefly, but I see that we've got somebody else joined us probably briefly here. Is that Krista? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just come in to say hi. I just want to say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Well, hello, Krista. Good to see you. Well, kind of see you.
Yeah, kind of.
Sound like she's in the car.
Yeah.
I am. I'm in a car, and we went to Dog Prairie. Brandi, you've been there, and BMR, you know where that is too. You've been there.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was just saying hi.
Well, thanks for saying hi. I trust really quickly your Thanksgiving was okay.
My Thanksgiving was boring, but yes.
Oh, well, There you go.
I just
Dang
went
it.
had dinner with my brother, so it wasn't nothing fabulous, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, it happens like that sometimes, right? Where it's boring.
Right?
Sometimes it's boring. It's fun. My Thanksgiving started out pretty cool, and then it got very depressing very fast. As the Detroit Lions, it was unbearable to watch.
Yeah.
So many of my Packer friends that I've met via the internet were just giving me the business. Yeah, as I expected,
Yeah.
because I opened my mouth too early.
I
I
hear you.
expected it.
Yep. Well, I just
Well,
popped in to say hey to you guys, and
well,
next week though, did Brandy tell you where we're going to be, and we can go live with you?
where?
Brandy, tell them.
Oh, we're going to be in Kansas at Sleeper Mortuary.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll pop on next Saturday night
Well,
from
okay.
Kansas.
That'll be creepy.
Yeah.
That'll be a mortuary. Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a new place, and neither one of us have ever been there, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I'll look forward to
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I think, we were asked to go along on this from actually the conference. The guy who bid on this at the auction, who won this, he has no idea how to investigate, no idea what they're doing. So he invited us along to show him some pointers.
Yep.
And and I'm like, well, there you go. Nothing like diving in head first, into a new location. I'm like, that's great.
Yep. So we'll be on. We'll hop on with you next week from Sleeper Mortuary.
Oh, geez, I'm so glad to hear it.
Sure you are. You sound like it.
I never get the whole crew together. Well, boy, that'd be great though. That'd be fun. I look forward to that.
Okay.
Sir
All right.
Brian's in the house really quickly. He says, we need a misfit family Thanksgiving in 2020.
There you go, Sir Brian.
Well, we do need a misfit get together when we're not doing anything where we have to work. That'd be kind of cool, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
Agreed.
that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Agreed.
And thank
All
you,
right, well,
Brian, for that.
Yes, thanks, Brian. And you guys all have a great night, and I'm out.
You're
All
out.
right.
You have a great night.
Bye.
Drive
Have a
safe.
good night.
Yep.
All right.
See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I'm sure she'll be able to knock. There she goes, I think. I don't know.
Maybe not. You probably have to.
Oh, she got.
There you go.
Very
No,
good.
But yeah, I mean, it is a new location, and I'm very interested in what's happening at this place. I've heard a few things, but these littler places are starting to pique my interest. The big ones that I always like, everybody says, you need to go there, you need to go there, so that all this stuff happens. And every time I go there, well, not a lot happening. I end up sleeping most of it.
Let me ask you this question. When you investigate all these popular places, and there's so many out there, it seems like, do you think that they get overplayed and you don't get any activity because the ghosts or the apparitions, the spirits, like, oh boy, here we go again? Because I personally, before you answer, I think it'd be cool to go somewhere that's allegedly haunted that really doesn't get a lot of public notice.
Mhm.
I do think that these some of these well-known locations get overhunted sometimes. There have been places that I've been in that have had no activity, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I came all this way and nothing is happening. And I get that, sometimes it's like that. It's like watching paint dry, or it's like going fishing. Sometimes you catch a fish, sometimes you don't. It's just the fun of being there. And I don't know, there's a couple places that I'm really interested in that I'm finding out weird things are happening. Like, there's a place here in Missouri called Aurora, and there is what's called the Aurora brothel that that was there. And
you guys did a show on that, didn't you?
Yes, we did. And she played some evidence for us where they actually heard a lady singing a song, not humming. She was singing a song, and a couple other things that happened there, and I was like, wow, that's the kind of places that I want to be, because she's in it for the enjoyment of people investigating and not for the money. The only thing she's using the money for is to keep the lights on, the doors open, and keep the roof on it. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that is. I did remember that now that you mentioned that, because I did watch that show. I don't always, reveal myself in the chat room, but I usually lurk. But yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. Monica, I think you would like that one too.
The smaller.
Yeah, the smaller ones.
I mean, when I have investigated, it's always been smaller places. I had never gone to like larger, like asylums, like the larger, well-known, highly trafficked,
Yes,
haunted places, because I agree. I think that it gets played out. I think that spirits that are with I mean, residual apparitions, I think, don't have a choice a lot of the time. So if you're in the right place at the right time, you're going to see a residual. But any like sentient, any interactive hauntings are going to be like, what the, come on.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. They're just
you
like,
wouldn't
oh
be
my
annoyed
gosh, more
by
people
having
in
like
here
a
again.
group
I'm
coming through
tired.
Huh?
Right. But in these smaller locations, I think that the more intimate the location,
Yes.
these ghosts don't get as tired, because they're not dealing with tons of people at one time. They're
Right.
dealing with just a few. And I've noticed that in these smaller locations, the more you interact with them, the more intelligent they become, and the more able they are to use these all the bells and whistles you bring out, all these devices and everything, and they know how to use them well.
Mhm.
So I mean, there is that, but like these big locations where they have all these events, and there's like hundreds of people in and out of there, where they have tours during the day, and they go that's just too many people. They're just like, I'm done.
Sure. And I feel like the lesser known haunts that don't get, or haunted locations that don't get much activity from us at all, you get somebody who's sensitive walking through. I mean, just having anybody walking through trying to communicate with them, I'm sure, is a novelty if it's
Yeah.
somewhere that doesn't get any attention.
Yes.
But if you have somebody who's fairly sensitive walking through and they feel like, oh my gosh, like finally I can talk or communicate or do whatever,
Yeah.
you'll get a lot more.
Exactly. And here's another point that I wanted to get at is I think sometimes when you're sensitive and everything, and all these people are running through there with the daytime tours and stuff, like I was
Their
saying,
energy, yeah.
they're getting their energy, and I think that gets mixed up. It gets
agree.
blurred, and you're not sure what you're getting in there.
Yeah. See, I don't think I'd be happy if I was in some carnival of a haunted attraction where
Right.
there's just so much, because you pick up on energies. I know you do. I do. Like anybody
Yeah.
who's in tune, like
Yes.
you do. You pick up on it. And if you've got too many people, it's like overload. For me, it's overload. And there's like so much coming at me. I almost like just block everything out.
You have to
before I
block it
don't feel
out, and then
anything.
you're like, that's nice. Now I got to block out everything so I can just, move on. And that's
Right.
when I have to turn towards my electronics and, the electronic
Right.
devices and things like that, because I can't use my main tool, which is, your body. When
Yeah.
you can't use that, you kind of, I think you lose half of what you're there for.
Right.
Yes, we're all on the same page on that. That's why I brought that up, because I kind of figured, the smaller, these places where there's not a lot of people and maybe not investigate. I think that, I think it's more unique, maybe, for the apparition or whatever's there. And it's a good point that Monica, I think you both brought it up, Brandi too. Just like, do you remember? And I don't hate to revert back to this because it's only my only experience really investigating. But when we're in that basement of the Mayas village,
Yes.
and we heard that growl, and
Mhm.
then we were trying to get it to communicate more. I mean, it is some good, okay communication, but
Yeah.
there was 3 other people firing questions, and then we kind of lost that vibe, and it kind of dissipated, So that's actually something good to think about
Yeah.
moving forward,
Yeah. When we get in a situation like that, we'll usually have one person and I'll let one person ask the questions. And if we're not receiving any answers or any activity, then I'll say, hey, is there anyone else? And let somebody else try to see if
Yes.
we'll get anything.
Yeah.
Because, spirits are attracted to certain
Yeah.
people,
Well, I did notice when I was talking, I got responses, but I know the whole group was kind of excited because that was kind of creepy cool all at the same time.
Yeah.
So everyone wanted to just get out what they wanted to ask. But
Yeah.
anyway, for bizarre news too, Brandi, we do have a cool paranormal account that you're gonna
Ooh,
like. In
I'm
fact, we got
excited.
Fun.
we've got a nice we got some cool ones for this evening. Or
Do
this,
we have a nicely curated selection for tonight's?
we have a nicely curated
topic?
selection. I found a stupid funny one
Gareth,
too.
I say.
Yes. Yes, and I actually sequenced them in an order.
Oh,
Oh,
you're not
okay.
on random shuffle. All right.
No random shuffle today. Why don't we do this thing? Our little
Let's
piece
do it.
that we
Let's
do.
go.
It's called Bizarre News. Okay, here we go. One and all. Thanks to everybody for coming on in. Thanks to Sir Brian. And thank you to Sparky for the 5 gifted memberships and for Super Chat by Mr. Bowden. Sir Brian, you can call him. I'll be on Sir Brian's show, I believe, December 17th. Giving you confirmation, Brian. Yes, I'm open that Wednesday. So
Sir
thanks
Had
for
Brian.
December. I had to wait till February.
Huh?
We've already been on there, so that's
I've
I'm
been,
the man on the
well, it's
totem.
gonna be my
Hold on,
it's gonna be my second appearance. So so here we go, gals and everybody.
All right.
Alaska strange news feed. This is from the this is in Alaska. I like Alaska.
All right.
The Shanty of Light incident. Man, I gotta look at this here. Matt and Uska, Sustina Valley, Alaska.
All right.
That's a mouthful there.
Yeah.
Alaska State Troopers are investigating a bizarre ice fishing incident after a local man claimed he was pulled back to life by something glowing beneath the ice. According to 54-year-old Dale Harkins, he was alone on Lake Telvista early last Friday morning when he felt a low rumble roll across the frozen surface, like a snowplow driving underneath the ice. Moments later, the ice beneath his stool fractured in a jagged ring and collapsed, plunging him straight into the sub-freezing water. Harkins recalled hitting the water and immediately blacking out. Quote, he says, I remember the cold grabbing me, and then nothing, just dark. He told local radio station KALC. But what happened next is where the story takes an extraordinary turn, everybody. Hawkins says he awoke underwater, conscious, but suspended in a soft blue glow. He described seeing a humanoid shape made of shimmering light, like a person sculpted out from the, as he says, moon water. Okay. The entity, he claims, pressed a hand to his chest, warming his lungs and forcing breath back into him. The thing didn't speak, Harkins said, but I could feel it telling me to calm down, like a voice without words. He then remembers being pushed upward, except instead of emerging through the hole he fell through, Harkins says he opened his eyes inside his ice shanty, which was somehow fully intact and radiating heat far beyond anything his tiny propane heater could produce. It felt like a sauna in there. The walls had this faint pulse of light, like they were alive. Then it all faded in seconds, and the shanty went back to normal. When rescuers arrived after being alerted by another fisherman who noticed the cracked ice, Harkins was sitting inside the shelter, soaked but conscious, with no signs of hypothermia. Troopers found the surrounding ice fractured in a perfect circular pattern, but Harkins' shanty showed no damage, and no heating source capable of producing the warmth he described. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game has issued no official explanation. Some locals suggest seismic activity, while others whisper about old Athabascan legends of water lights being said to guard frozen lakes and guide lost travelers home. Harkins, still shaken, insists what he saw wasn't a hallucination. I know cold. I know near death, he said. Whatever that thing was, it didn't want me dying out there. Officials plan to conduct further surveys of the lake's ice conditions later on in the week. Pretty interesting.
Sounds like it was transported to the set of The Abyss.
Can you imagine?
I was just getting ready to say aliens.
Yeah.
I was just getting ready to say that.
I was too, because Monica, you mentioned that when I was reading that earlier today, I said, man, this reminds me of The Abyss.
One of the few movies that you've actually seen, right, Robbie?
One of two.
Yeah, we've all seen The Abyss. Very good. Congratulations.
You should be applauding for you.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what, though? I will say this. I saw The Abyss twice.
Wow. See, I told you it was one of two movies he's seen.
Go see Deep Star 6.
That was good, too.
Oh, really? Okay, great.
Or Leviathan.
Yeah, that's good, too.
I might have seen Leviathan. I might have. Who was?
He hasn't. Don't let him lie. He hasn't seen it.
Who was in it?
I remember.
Well, okay, then it must not have been very good. Usually,
it was an 8. No, it was. I think it got pretty good.
Okay.
Income from the 80s, but it's been so long. I remember who's in it.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw it. I remember the name. Sounds very familiar.
It's like, why is the best alien movies from the 80s and the 90s, right in that era? Why is that? You know what I mean? I mean, even in the 70s, they had great movies, Star Wars, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They had all those movies, and I'm like, those were so cool. I don't think they can match that.
I think we're jaded now. Everybody's just all right.
Peter Weller was in Leviathan. Thanks, Crystal.
There you go.
And that's the dude that was the cop robot, correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
He was RoboCop, is what you're asking?
Yes. Yeah. The name of the movie? Okay.
The cop robot,
RoboCop, is that what they call it?
I'm pretty sure that was him.
Okay.
I mean, it's.
I can feel Brandy's big smile right now.
I know, right?
You know it.
But okay, outside of The Abyss, what I found, not outside of that though, wasn't there just an earthquake not too long? Now this was after the earthquake though. Wasn't there a big earthquake, 5.8 or something on the Richter scale in Alaska? Do you guys recall?
Not that big. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. I mean, unless it's in the 7 or an 8 or something like that, I don't know. I live on the New Madrid fault line. We have earthquakes all the time. We had 4 Thanksgiving morning. So, and they happen quite frequently. That we have them all the time, all through the week. And so I pay more attention to that, I guess. Because I have the website that brings it up, and it'll ding me every time we have an earthquake.
Are you feeling them though?
I am not. Yeah. I didn't feel any, but some of them were when I was sleeping. So I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of faults that have activity all the time, but the tremors are so deep and so low on the Richter scale that yes, you're having a quake, but you're not going to feel it. But a 5, it'll jolt you. You'll feel that.
I was in Mexico. I was in Mexico when they had a 7.2, and we definitely felt that, and we felt the aftershock. It lasted for 2 days.
Right.
The aftershocks come on every 2 days, and it was bad because in our hotel, one of the aftershocks you could actually hear a shift.
Yeah,
and that was not good.
I mean, if they're buildings, it just depends.
Right.
If they're buildings that are built more recently, then there's seismic requirements, I'm sure, in Mexico for buildings, because Mexico City gets a ton of big earthquakes.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
Yes,
like
they
out in
do.
California, there's seismic requirements. I've been in so many earthquakes. You know, having
Yeah.
grown up out there, I was in the Loma Prieta earthquake in '89. You know, I've been in several before that. And, you know, you've got to get a 6 and above to really like
To
get
feel
that.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you
exactly.
feel a 5, you'll feel it, but it's not like a 6 or, you know, a 7 where you're really jostling around.
Right.
But
right.
I mean, I don't know about any earthquakes up in Alaska, but if there were earthquakes, I wouldn't be surprised if people were seeing lights because of if it's a slip strike, right, fault, because there's the two, there's subduction and then there's slip strike, right?
Right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it was on a slip strike fault where, you know, the ground is rubbing together, it produces
The friction. Yeah, the friction.
The friction produces light anomalies, right? And that's not unusual to hear of.
Right. But in this case, though, if there was an earthquake that could crack ice, there would be more cracks everywhere versus just under that one particular shanty. You know what I mean?
I think that if this guy isn't pulling your leg, then he saw something, but it sounds awfully close to the plot of The Abyss.
Well, it does. And I was thinking that, and no, I found that just what I do when I find these, I just put random things in the computer on Google search and look for weird stuff. And I was thinking, and Sir Brian says the earthquake was 7.8.
Yeah, I mean, you'll feel that. That'll knock you out of bed.
I was speaking of earthquakes, we've had a couple here in Michigan. I felt 2 of them out of the 3 that we've had since I've been living here. But the scariest one, and we didn't really realize it was an earthquake until we got home and saw on the news. I was at Old Tiger Stadium many years ago watching a Tiger game. And it was weird because during that time period, I don't think they do it as much anymore, where the fans do like the wave where everybody gets up, stands up with their arms. You guys seen that?
Fun to do.
That is fun. So it's weird because, and now I got to tell you, Tiger Stadium was really old. In fact, I was walking an upper level and there was literally a hole in the wood floorboards where you could see right to the bottom of the ground.
No.
Yes. Very terrible. So anyway, it was during the wave. I think it was a 7th inning stretch. So the wave was going on and we all do our thing, right? But you guys, and then you have the wave in the background. But then I noticed something weird that the entire stadium seemed like it waved. And I felt a small vibration beneath my feet. But I really thought nothing of it back then. And I think some of the people in the crowd were got a little bit nervous. So yeah, but it was so weird to see the actual top of the stadium kind of wave, the structure part. And then I'm like, I didn't think anything of it really. I thought it was odd until later that evening when we saw on the news, there was an earthquake that went through there. And they had even asked, did you feel any weird or see anything weird at Tiger Stadium? Well, you did because a earthquake ran through downtown Detroit, yada, yada, I forget how big it was. Obviously not big enough to do any damage, but scary enough.
Yeah, it'll definitely play a big part in these old buildings. It'll, if they're deteriorating, you're going to see, you're going to see the most that. And I know that the stadium, it needed repairs bad. So I don't know.
So I don't know either, but yes, I can agree with that. But I got to tell you, walking through that stadium, it's like it should have been shut down. I mean, that's so dangerous, you guys.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, if any earthquake of any type of magnitude that's going to shake anything, that's they're going to end up with lots of damage, and hopefully when that happens, there's not going to be a game going on or anything. That's just kind of like a little bit of negligence coming on.
You mean like the Loma Prieta quake that hit during the World Series?
Yes, that one.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, that's the one I remember. Well, the last big one I was in was that one.
Sir Brian, a little tidbit for you. Monica says about 20 plus earthquakes in Texas the last week.
Yeah, I know that. Whatever. Like I said, they happen all the time, but they're so low on the Richter
Yeah.
scale that you don't feel it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Brandi blew my mind and says she lives on a fault line, for God's
Yes.
sake.
Well, the New
Yes.
Madrid fault will, when that thing goes off, it is going to
It's
jack
going, yeah.
up.
I'm done for, so I'm gonna tell you all I love you. And
We
see you on
gotta
the
get
flip side.
we gotta get you out of there, Brando. Jeez, I'd be
Yeah.
well,
It's
whatever.
anywhere down the Mississippi, it's not a good thing.
It's gonna be bad when it does.
So
There's a earthquake that happened here 100 years ago or so, wiped some little towns right off the map, just gone.
It was like 200 years ago. Yeah.
Was it 200? I can't remember.
It was back like before there were a lot of like formally recorded history.
Yes.
I'm sure there were farms that were wiped out. There were
Yes.
sand geysers shooting off in the middle of fields and pasture land.
Well,
Like,
have you seen that map that is it, like if the fault line goes, if it finally has the big one, what's going to happen is it's basically going to split, everything. Like my whole town's going to be gone. That's neither here nor there, but it's like it's going to split it all the way down, all the way to to the ocean. And I thought, well, that makes kind of sense.
Yes, Brian, thank you for that as well. There is a dominant super volcano underneath Lake Michigan. I do know that. Yeah, a lot of great news.
That's why Michigan has all the cool rocks.
That's right. That's right. The bottom of our lakes are made of or have salt and a lot of cool rocks. Brandi, you like the rocks.
I like the rocks. Yep. Monica likes the rocks too.
Monica likes the rocks too. We all like rocks. I collect rocks. I got a bag of rocks.
You got a bag of rocks, Robbie.
I do. Oh, I bought them. I bought them.
I got a whole lot of rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere.
Well, we'll move on because I think we can kind of dismiss that one as a cool story, but maybe just a little fabricated. I don't know.
It's a little too close.
A little too close to that.
To the movie plot, yeah.
But we'll move on to the state of Illinois.
Woohoo!
The red-eyed sky hunter incident.
Oh.
Shawnee National Forest, Illinois. 2 Illinois outdoorsmen are shaken after reporting a chilling encounter with what they describe as a massive humanoid creature with glowing red eyes, an encounter that ended with their hunting dog being carried off into the night sky and returning the next day, but very different. According to witnesses, cousins Evan and Mark Haller of Carbondale, the incident occurred late last Saturday night while they were camping deep within the Garden of the Gods wilderness. I looked that up. I saw something similar, but I don't know if this is... Anyways, the men had just settled near their fire when they heard a rush of wind overhead, followed by a shadow blotting out the moon. We looked up and saw the shape, Evan reported. It was like a man, but wrong. Too tall, too thin, and with wings that didn't flap, just stretched out like a giant bat, and the eyes, they were burning red. Before either man could react, the creature swooped down in a steep, silent dive. Their hunting dog, a 4-year-old blue tick coonhound named Rex, began barking wildly, but the bark was cut short. Yes, Monica, I was going to ask you. I never heard such a dog.
Yes,
they're real.
Yeah.
I've never heard it. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's a real dog? Okay.
They're hunting dogs. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing snatched him like a hawk grabbing a mouse, Mark said. 1 second he was next to us. The next second he was in the air. No sound, no struggle. It carried him off into the dark like nothing. The men reported the event to the local sheriff's office, though no signs of the creature or the dog were found in the immediate area. But the story took a stranger turn the following afternoon. Rex returned. Tired, dirty, but not injured. The dog walked up into camp while the men were packing to leave. At first, they were relieved until they noticed his behavior. He wouldn't bark, Evan recalled. just stared at us like he was studying us. And when the sun hit his eyes, I swear, he says, I saw a red shine in them, not reflecting glow. Even more unsettling, the dog appeared unusually. You make me laugh, Monica. Even more unsettling, the dog appeared unusually alert, tracking sounds and scents that neither man could detect. At one point, Rex reportedly stood rigid, facing the tree line, hackles raised as if watching something the men couldn't see. Local wildlife officials dismissed the men's claims as likely stress, misidentification, or natural predation. But hikers in the region have reported strange screeching noises and wing beats at night over the last 2 months. Cryptid researchers have already begun comparing the sightings to the Illinois Mothman legends from the late 1960s, though the Hellers insist what they saw was far more animal and far more intelligent. As for Rex the dog, he remains with his owners, but they claim he hasn't been the same. I love that dog, Mark said, but ever since whatever happened out there, I'm not sure what's looking back at me anymore.
Where did you say this happened again?
Illinois. Let me go
Shawnee
up.
National Forest.
Shawnee National Forest.
So his dog was abducted, and they've returned Robo Dog in his place.
Very clever. Very clever.
Yeah, or a dog in a or a entity in a Rex suit.
Right. So what if? Hear me out. What if what they're seeing is the government like testing out new stealth bodysuits, like for night invasions, like the flying squirrel suits, but something like that for the military, and the red eyes they're seeing are the night vision goggles.
Hey, that could be.
And they snapped up the dog, see if they could do it, how close they could get to other people. I got the people recognizing what they're seeing. And then, I don't know why they would bring the dog back. I don't think the dog came back mechanized.
Well,
I think that the guy probably saw just a reflection in the dog's eye.
A reflection in the eyes. They were probably, okay, if this indeed allegedly happened and your dog is, swooped up, of course you'd be like stressed out, right? Traumatized. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, unless it's a dog, man. But yeah, I don't think if that was a predator, that's a good point. Now that I think about this, a predator wouldn't have released the dog. It would have disposed of it. It would have
eaten the dog or something, probably, if it bothered to snatch it up. But
Yeah.
I don't think that
I got
it's coming back,
questions.
mechanized.
Yes,
Yeah, I do. Because what it, okay, so we know that it probably traumatized the dog. We get it. But we'd have to know, so you just look at the dog and you think it's looking at you weird. Okay, that's one thing. You don't know. I mean, you're just looking, you're
dog's
assuming you would know what the dog would think. But I mean, what if this thing is just acting different? Its behaviors are different. That's not what we're hearing here. I mean, if the dog would not go back out in the woods again, or if it, didn't want to get in a vehicle, or, something like that, different type of behaviors, I would think that maybe it had a struggle and got away from whatever grabbed it up, perhaps, something like that. But he's just saying, it just looks at me weird. That's all he's saying. So he just looks at me weird.
Yeah, okay. He's probably traumatized, dude. He got snapped up into the fucking heavens.
Right. I mean, it's just kind of like, he might blame you for taking him out there. He's got that, evil eye, giving you the side eye because you took him out there. You know?
Yeah.
You
did it.
Yes. I mean, the guy shouldn't be trying to play this up like it was something else. Now,
right.
If something got swooped up, if your dog got swooped up and escaped, what you guys are saying makes perfect sense. Yeah, hell, if I got swooped up by
maybe he's a little leery of you, buddy. He's a little leery of you, because like I said, he's not saying anything that it acted any different. Like, he's just saying, it just looks at me weird. Yeah.
Yeah, you're no longer the protecting God that you once were in those dogs' eyes.
Heck no.
Oh, yes.
Say something else, but we can't say it here.
No, but yes, I was thinking, yes, what a master you are.
Yeah, you're the master.
Best. Let's go
rat
hunting
master.
again.
You're a very crappy doggy daddy.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. That's probably what it is.
And I also think this guy, in talking to the news station or whatever this was out there, he, probably wanted his 15 minutes of fame to suggest
Well, I mean,
that it
he
was
could have
something.
legitimately seen something because, we all know how I feel about most of the cattle mutilations. There are government taking the cattle and, testing out new weapons or new, like laser.
Whatever. I mean, hey, they don't have to
cattle.
pay for that. They don't care about the cattle ranchers.
Yeah, I don't care. I
They
mean,
don't
they're
care.
looking to see how stealthy they can be to come and pick something up as big as a freaking cow. And then they're testing things on the cow and just kicking it out of the helicopter when it comes, like when they're done with it, they're just taking the carcass
Well,
back.
yeah, I mean, because a lot of the mutilations, they're talking about how there's radiation emanating off of the carcass.
Right.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know.
why else would it be doing that?
Don't feel like an intelligent entity is going to travel the distance it would have to travel to get to Earth to abduct friggin' cows.
Yeah, and to keep abducting cows. Like, you haven't figured out what cow is by now?
That's government.
Yes, Brandi. Yes, Monica. Yeah.
And who's to say that they aren't testing out new suits and shites like that?
Shiza. Okay.
I like that. You haven't figured out what a cow is by now, you damn aliens?
Well,
we're off on a tangent, but
God,
it's the government.
When in doubt, believe it on the government. I didn't think what Monica mentioned earlier about this stealthy creature maybe being actually some operative.
You got to test it somewhere.
Yeah. Why not?
And in the meantime,
the night vision goggles.
Yeah. In the meantime, they said, we'll give these hunters a scare and see what we can do.
Hold on here. Watch this. I'm going to grab that dude's dog.
Hear about like,
or maybe it could. Maybe it was massive, just. Sorry, Brandi, go ahead.
I said we don't hear about massive deer mutilations and stuff like that. That they, they don't say, oh, it was a bear or it was this or it was that. We don't hear about massive things like that happening.
Like mass abductions of deer. I mean, but somebody could dump a deer carcass in the woods and nobody would be like, predator. Cattle ranchers keep track of those cows. That is a lot of money.
Yeah, but hunters are serious out there. Now, if they keep finding deer out there that are mutilated and giving off radiation, they're going to think, hey, we're not hunting out here anymore.
Going near a deer they find in the middle of the woods with a Geiger counter.
You never know. You never know. It might be me. I don't know.
Brandi's on another trip with her Geiger counter.
Yeah, I'll be out there testing carcasses. Okay.
With all the crazy places we visit, we should probably have a Geiger counter strapped.
Yes, we should.
I'm sure somebody in our group has something.
I don't have one, and I am seriously thinking about getting one. I'm seriously thinking about it. Because there are places that I'm wondering, especially about the places that we call our trifectas, because the Skinwalker Ranch is one of those trifecta places. But there's other places that I've been that have had all types of, activity. And I'm like, maybe I should worry about radiation too.
Right.
I don't know.
Like those iodine pills.
Right. We need to check it out.
Yes, thanks, Sir Brian. Don't forget about the human mutilation as well. Yep. So anyway, thanks to everybody for coming on in. I'm going to move on to this other one here. And this is pretty interesting. WZRV Ohio Valley Bizarre News Feed. Glowing bugs, ghostly warnings in a cemetery in the backyard. Ross County, Ohio. Ross County officials say they've never seen a report quite like the one filed 2 weeks ago by 79-year-old property owner Earl Haskett, whose 6-acre homestead has doubled as his family's private cemetery for nearly 7 decades. According to Haskett and the three friends who were with him, the strange ordeal began just after 10 p.m. on a Monday night. The group had been sitting around a small fire pit near the back tree line area, where Haskett, I should have reread this, where Haskett casually refers to as the ridge, when hundreds of glowing insects suddenly appeared overhead. He says they weren't fireflies, one witness insisted. They moved together like they were forming shapes, almost like they were trying to get our attention. Haskett says the luminous swarm pulsed in patterns, drifting slowly towards the woods, pausing, then shimmering again, as if beckoning the men to follow. Against their better judgment, the four men stopped into the forest trail, guided by the drifting lights. As they moved deeper, the swarm pressed ahead, ultimately hovering above a moss-covered headstone, the resting place of Haskett's first wife, Lila, who died nearly 40 years ago. What happened next has left the group rattled, sleepless, and, in Haskett's own words, afraid to walk the property alone. Haskett claims that as they stood before the grave, the mist along the ground thickened, and the glowing insects suddenly extinguished. In their place, a pale outline, like a shape stepping out of fog, emerged beside the headstone. She looked right at me, he whispered, and she said, I broke a promise. And she said, I broke a promise. Said she didn't approve of me taking another wife. She said she said she'd come walking if I didn't make things right. His friends confirm hearing a woman's voice, though they described it as distant, echoing, or like it came from under the ground. Since that night, Haskett reports persistent activity around the property, footsteps circling the house at night, soft knocking on the back bedroom window, cold drafts that follow him from room to room, and on 2 occasions, the same glowing insects returning to the yard, hovering slightly near the forest edge. Local authorities say they have no explanation, though a deputy familiar with the case said off record, if it were anyone else, I'd say it was a prank. But Earl's lived on that land his whole life. He knows every sound out there. Haskett's second wife, Carol, declined to comment other than to say, we're praying hard. Something followed home from that grave. The glowing insects have not been seen since a week past, and Haskett insists the presence behind him remains. Lila wasn't visiting, he said. She was warning, and she's still out there waiting in those trees. I don't know.
Okay.
What's that, Brandi?
I said, okay, there's a lot to unpack here.
There was a lot to unpack there.
There's quite a bit. It's just bizarre news.
Yeah.
Okay, so glowing bugs that are not fireflies. I don't know. Are they ghost bugs?
Okay, so my first initial thought is when I started hearing this, I was thinking of the Fae. The Fae is showing themselves as that to bring them to wherever they needed them to be.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. And all the other stuff kind of still reminds me of the Fae. Like something is with him, like there's things in the home and knocking and the soft knocking. So we know that it's, because I don't know about anybody else, but I've had spirits make really loud bangs and really soft knocks, but never all soft knocks and never really all loud bangs. But I'm sure there would be something different. And the footsteps, I don't know. It sounds like something on the Fae line to me.
Well, before Monica answers, because she's our resident Fae person, I was thinking the Fae too, Brandi. I was, but I ruled out the elementals. That's more of not of a creature. It's more of the earth, the wind, the fire, things like that, right? My natural source, right? Where the Fae is something like fairies and all that stuff. But I was thinking that, but then correct me if I'm wrong, Monica. Typically, now I know what you've said in the past about the Fae, where they're mostly have nefarious intentions, but some are kind of nice. And it seems like these bugs, insects, form this vibration, this pattern. And these old guys, these old geezers, 79, followed into the woods, leads them to the wife. It's like they were, I don't know, if he never had that experience ever until this night. I'm just wondering if they woke, the dead and try to maybe frighten this guy and turn it around, act like they're helping only to frighten him, perhaps. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know. I'm just off the top of my head.
I just don't think that souls hang out with their
they don't typically hang out at their graves.
Yeah, they're not hanging out with their vessel because that has nothing for them there. Their memories are not there, nothing like that. That they will be, wherever they want to be. That's why I'm thinking this is something else that was directing him out there for a reason.
I mean, it could be a spirit, but just...
Hey, you guys, really briefly, so you don't think it was his wife Lila from 40 years ago? The ghost.
What?
That we don't think it's the wife's ghost.
You don't think it's the wife's spirit?
No.
Okay, at her headstone.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think that it's possible it's a spirit. Like, he's making it sound like, oh, she came out of her grave and now she's haunting me. She wasn't in that grave. She wasn't in that grave.
No.
Right.
And the things that hang out in places like that are not good.
Right. That's what I was saying right there.
Yeah, they're not good.
Leading him out there for another reason.
Yeah, something led him to it on purpose, and something attached to him once he was there. But I promise you, it was 9 times out of 10, it was not his wife, because there's no reason for her to be hanging out there. And I think that the things that hang out in cemeteries, they feed off of negativity. They feed off of the sadness that you feel when you go in there. Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, it also makes you wonder that these bugs were showing up later at the tree line, like they were beckoning him to come back. That just makes it even more so of what you're saying, Monica, that they're like dragging him out there for something to feed on his emotions.
Right.
I wonder why.
He needs to stop. Like, he needs to take some more precautions before he goes out there.
Yes, and I just wonder why after all these years, all of a sudden, right? 40 years she's been gone.
Yeah, it's not her.
Well, why these bugs or insects or fae or whatever? Why all of a sudden they just decided to torment this
consider
guy?
this. I mean, it could be a transient spirit, right? That took up residence in the cemetery.
Absolutely.
And the bugs are part of that entity. The bugs are part of that. It's all the same thing.
Or maybe how it manifests itself.
Yeah. Like you'll see what they want you to see, I think.
Yeah. Whatever will entice you to do whatever they want you to do. It'll show it as that. So bugs may have appeared because they knew that this guy was curious. He's like, well, I'll follow it, see where it goes. Well, there you go.
Yeah, it took him to his wife's grave because why not?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it doesn't seem like what's going on in his house is like malicious, but you don't know, like it could be building up to something worse.
Yes.
Too.
Yes. Because all the time that this man will go out there, this thing is feeding on him, so it's gaining energy and power. So you don't ever know what it would do if it gained that much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes. I think this guy is trying to figure out a way to get the hell away from his second wife.
Well, he got married on purpose.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's it. Maybe he's just telling a whopper of a story just to get out of it.
Yeah, well.
Look,
I
my dead wife is haunting me. You're gonna have to leave.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta
You won't
go.
leave me alone until
He
you
was-
leave.
he was probably hoping that after all this trauma,
All right.
that the new wife said, honey,
Well,
for
that
your
would lend into like more of a negative entity, in my opinion, because it's using the guilt to make them feel bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, you broke a promise. I'm here because you broke a promise.
Right. Which, hey, that sounds
Like,
about right.
after 40 years, I wouldn't give a flip. Like,
Uh,
after 40 years, you're probably not far away from seeing me again pretty soon anyway.
I would be like, dude, you're
Yeah.
the one in hell, not me.
Yeah.
You're in hell, not me.
Yeah, and
It sucks to suck, my guy. I have no reason to watch.
Yeah, exactly. I'll see you when you get here.
Yeah.
tragic.
No
Hey,
rush.
you know what I find to be really creepy, though? I don't know about you guys' take us on this. There's no way in hell would I want to be living on a property where my family's cemetery is right in my backyard.
Oh, hell no. I'd love that.
I would not like that.
I would move in next door to a cemetery if I could.
No, I'm
If your
talking about
neighbors
my
are
own.
quiet. I don't have to
Talking
worry
about
about
my own family. No, I don't mind the cemeteries, but not my own family. I don't
Well,
know.
I think that would be cool.
You do. I
there,
don't know.
you guys are going to have to check me on this, but I heard somewhere that if you have family on your property, it is considered a cemetery, and you get like a break on your taxes. I'll
I
have
thought it had to be
to.
open to the public. Like, you had to have like a public cemetery for that. I don't know.
Well, it
I
could
don't
be
know.
private too. It could be private too.
Well, I'm gonna change my
There
tune
there
on that.
was, like there are certain cemeteries that I know that were public at one time, but somebody had bought the property, so now they're private.
Interesting. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the lot next door to me.
Well,
You're burying bodies in it, Robbie.
yeah. I'll have to look that up
If I get
because
a
I
tax
have
break,
read that.
if I
Now
get a
it has
tax
been a
break-
few years since I read that. I'm gonna have to see if I'm just telling stories or maybe I remembered it wrong.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't doubt it though.
I don't know.
It's possible. Phil Funk, thank you. 3 months pirate. Mateys. Thank you to Phil Funk. Yeah.
What is Bristol saying? We have that here, Brandy. No property taxes, from what I'm told. Yes. Okay. I'm not crazy. Okay. No property taxes.
Yeah, but you can't just bury somebody in your back. Like,
No,
you have permits. Like, there's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah, you have to have it away from water sources and all that kind of stuff. Like, my property is prime. It's prime out here, people. We can just throw them out there in the field. They'll be great. No water source. Yeah, I mean, I'd heard that and I was like, really? No taxes? But I'm sure there's all that red tape you got to go through to start putting family members on your property. I'm sure.
Right. Where did Robbie go?
There's no telling. He just disappeared.
He was done.
But putting my family on my property, I think would be good for me. I mean, because as it is, I do have my dad's ashes in the house with me. I mean, what's the difference? They're either out in the yard or in the house with me. It doesn't really matter. Does it?
I understand.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
See, I want a mausoleum. Because Chris and I have talked about, I got to find a graveyard that'll allow me to do the type of mausoleum I want.
What do you want?
Well, at first I wanted like a mausoleum where you'd have like a door, like a true house mausoleum. But then I was like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I can do better things with that money. So what I'm thinking is just what I want is still going to be super expensive. It's still going to be super expensive.
Yeah, we just have to when they have the right numbers, right? Brian says legally, if you have a cemetery on your property, you cannot have property taxes because there are no taxes on cemeteries in any state. There you go. So that's what I'm saying. So let's work it out, Monica. Your place or mine, we'll just bury them out back.
Well,
okay.
Right.
Like
Well, we can build a mausoleum. We can start working on it now. It might be done in 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
It'll
well,
be fine. It'll
I've
take us
looked
that
into
long
it.
to
There
pay
are
it off.
places that do them. Like there are places that build all the different types. Like, and they'll
Yeah.
do what I want. It'll probably be like $50,000 for me to do what I
Now
want.
I know there's a cemetery up in St. Louis that has all types of family mausoleums. This place is full of them, and it is so beautiful. It's like a park, like if you just want to go for a peaceful walk, this place is beautiful. It is absolutely amazing. Now, the place around it, I wouldn't park my car there, but inside the cemetery is just absolutely wonderful. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
It's just absolutely beautiful. Now, my grandparents have the type, it's just the single size, but it is above ground because my grandparents didn't want to be buried in the ground. They wanted to be buried above it.
Yeah.
Now, that goes from, now they're just south of here, and they're like 20 something miles from the Mississippi. So, of course, it's all reclaimed swampland, if you want to
Mhm.
know the truth. So I can see why that they would have that. They're, they were born, in Missouri, in that same town, in 1923. So I'm sure they've seen their share of things gone wrong, when the Mississippi floods and all that kind of good stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I can see that, but I mean, they just have the singles above. I mean, they're right next to each other, but they are above the ground, which is kind of cool.
That's like in Louisiana. They're all above ground.
Yeah.
There's nothing but mausoleums in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Well, the crypts, the coffins would be the pressure, right? You probably can't even have a in-ground pool in Louisiana.
Yeah, the water table is so high.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
You pop up like daisies after a storm.
Brian says, I bury bodies in my backyard, something to that effect. Well, Brian Bowden has been very generous tonight. Brian Bowden with 3 super chats. Thanks, Brian. Phil Funk, a member for 3 months. And also Sparky, 5 new pirates. Thanks, you guys. Thanks to one and all for that. Pretty awesome. Yeah, no, I have no dead bodies buried in my back because my fertilization for my garden has been very crappy the last several years.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I live in farmland, so the fertilization out here is great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's one great thing about your state.
Yeah. Well, it's not great because they drop it from planes.
Well, that's terrible then.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That is.
Well, I've got one I want to do. It's ridiculously funny. I tried to find one every week. I didn't find one last week. We won't spend a lot of time on it, but I just had to share this one. And then we're going to finish up with a Dogman one. So
Okay.
we'll just, I'm going to go through this one. It's kind of stupid. KSTP breaking news feed. The Atlas Prophet of Mall of America, Bloomington, Minnesota. Shoppers at the Mall of America got more than discounted sneakers and cinnamon roll aromas last afternoon when a fully nude Minnesota man sprinted through the North Atrium shouting that the visitors riding Comet 3i Atlas have spoken and the countdown has begun. According to bewildered onlookers, the man identified only as 42-year-old from Elk River charged past a Build-A-Bear workshop, vaulted over the decorative fountain, and stood atop a bench attempting to transmit an urgent star map update. Before security intercepted him, witnesses report that he insisted he had been contacted telepathically by extraterrestrial beings allegedly hitchhiking on Comet 3i Atlas, a newly observed interstellar visitor now passing through the solar system. He claimed the aliens had chosen him as their mall herald, instructing him to warn Earth shoppers that humanity's return window is closing and malls will be the first to fall. That's right. Security footage confirms he stopped mid-run to gesture skyward and declare that the comet's glowing tail was actually a cosmic intercom. Several tourists filming the event initially assumed it was a strange pop-up performance art piece. A mall spokesman issued a brief statement. Mall of America has no scheduled partnership with extraterrestrial messages at this time.
And go. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so here's my thoughts.
Yes.
All right. Methanie's cousin, Pilbert showed up, and they overdid it a little. Okay? I'm just saying. That's what happened.
That's what it
That's
sounds
my
like.
story.
Yeah.
That's my story.
Right.
Pilbert is his
Yeah.
name.
There was
Yeah.
actually more to that, but I cut it there.
That's all we needed to know.
That's
If you have to
all
run
we need.
naked, if you have to run naked through a mall,
Vaulting over fountains.
Yes. Indeed.
to talk about aliens, which is a subject a lot of people are talking about these days.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a little bit more. I think that was a little bit of an induced emotional
You think that was?
outburst.
You think that?
Yeah.
Record shoppers
Right.
at
That's the
the
only way that I could put that is an
And they
induced
don't know who he
emotional.
is.
breaking
Willing?
news. Breaking news: Mall of America set a record on Black Friday.
For
Mhm.
streakers at one time in the Mall of
Mhm.
America.
Yeah,
That was probably their
Yeah.
I never been.
first one of those.
Yeah, I never been to the Mall of America.
I have never been to the Mall of
Well,
America.
if malls are the first ones to go, then it's already well on its way.
They're gone already. Yes, Monica. Great point.
Yeah, you've got your strip malls now.
And I hope they.
Everything's outdoors. Like the Galleria in Dallas is so gross. I won't even go there. I like North Park. It's cleaner. It's better maintained, but still, I mean, I don't see kids hanging out in the mall like when we were teenagers.
Right.
You know,
No.
the malls of yesteryear are long gone.
Oh, they are.
Everything's bought online now.
Everything's bought online, and our biggest mall when I was a kid growing up was the Fairlane Mall in Dearborn, which was like, oh my God, it was like a dream. And all us kids, we always would hang out there, right?
I remember that mall.
Oh,
Yes.
you do? Fair. Okay. Yes. And man, that was a cool mall.
Yep.
And now it's hell. I haven't been there in about 2 years. And I really just went just to check it out to see if there was how many stores were shut down or closed. Oh God, there's so many. So many.
Yeah.
It's just pathetic.
There's
Yeah.
one here in Sherman, Midway Mall. Oh my God, it is so creepy. I went there after we first moved here. I was looking for a place that does eyebrow threading.
Yes.
And there's supposedly a place in there. And I'm like, okay, we'll just go into this mall. It was a ghost town. You talk about that back rooms, the back
Yes.
rooms. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I got that just walking through this place because there are so many giant storefronts that are just empty. And this one little storefront was doing like waxing and threading and all this stuff. And there was like a Burlington at one end and a Dillard's at the other. And it was a literal ghost town, like outside of that. And you just felt like you don't belong. Like it's so surreal.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a place that should be bustling with a ton of people is crickets and dark.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. It is very sad because, I know a lot of things that I did do as a kid are all gone or almost on the brink of gone. Sears Roebuck, I remember that store. I remember the Christmas catalog. I look forward to getting that.
All right.
Remember that? Thumbing
I
through
do.
that, tell my mom
I'll
and
be
dad
right
what I
back.
wanted. Yeah,
Sure.
Brand. Yeah, that. Now that's gone. My mom's favorite place to shop is J.C. Penney, and I think they're pretty much going under too. For last time I looked, I read. A sad times.
It is. And I was watching a video by somebody the other day, and she was saying, like the kids in the future, like aren't going to understand like the Black Friday madness that we had as children. Like people were lined up and trampling each other. Like Walmart was on the news every year.
Every year, they're giving away a 100-inch television, and they're all lined up. They
Oh,
were
like
camping.
$3. Yeah.
They were camping overnight.
Yeah. And then people were like just insanely like just pressing on the doors, pressing to
Oh,
get in. And it was
yes.
a free for like people were boxing over things
I
in
mean,
the stores. It was insane.
yes, it was so crazy. Back in the day, Bizarre News, that would have been a headline every holiday weekend, right?
Yeah. I mean, and now everything you go to Amazon, you buy it on Amazon or you buy it from the store directly online. So you don't have to go deal with that.
Yeah.
It's not the same crazy crowds that, I mean, at least not that I've witnessed. I mean, you might have a few people out front if there's something like Best Buy is doing some crazy deal, but it's not like the throngs of people pressing to get into Walmart at 6 a.m.
Nope. You mentioned Best Buy, the Best Buy by my house, and I frequent Best Buy, at least I used to. Yeah, they're out of business. They went out of business, and I couldn't believe it. I'm
Really?
like, really? Best Buy? And now
It must have been that location because ours is doing really well.
See, well, there is one that I won't go to because it's just I don't like it. But that was, geez. Yeah. So
Yeah. I remember getting up at 5 a.m. to go Black Friday shopping with my stepmother and my grandmother and my aunt. And we were out until 3 p.m.
Oh yeah.
And we hit all the places for all the deals. I remember that.
I did that several times back in the day as myself after, get up early after Thanksgiving and just do it and made a day of it. And of course, it wasn't like, the stampedes, like, the tragedies that happened in certain states, but it was busy. But I like people, so I don't mind the hustle and bustle. Not every day, but I do like that a little bit.
It's kind of a tradition, and it's sad to see it go. I mean, not that I want people injured, but just, Christmas shopping in general is not the same. You go into the malls that are left or the big box stores that are left, and it's just not the frenzy, at least here, that in years past you saw.
Yep. And Tex brings up something. I don't know if I remember this. Do you remember the Cabbage Patch Kid fiasco?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I remember everybody wanted one and they were hard to get a hold of. And I got one.
Oh, you did? You got one?
I got one.
I'm going to wait for Brandi to get back before I start this next one. But yeah, it is very sad because I like I owned a business and I love the brick and mortar. I do like still going into a store and shopping, do I use Amazon? Yeah, but it's convenient. I get it. I just hate to see another decade if we're not even going to brick and mortar. That would suck.
So Tex said, I would like to have an old-fashioned Christmas where everybody makes the gifts. Good luck with that, Tex. I look forward to my disjointed cabinet shelf.
Yes, thank you, Tex. I need some shelving as well for my new Bigfoot that Fidesz sent me.
Or maybe bookmarks made out of popsicle sticks. Like that's
yes. Very good. Yeah, I could use some shelving actually, Tex. But yeah, it's just state of affairs. Although my sister-in-law went shopping for Black Friday and says, she says the malls were not the malls. We have strip malls. We have a place called The Hill, which is very cool. A lot of restaurants and there's a lot of brick and mortar individual buildings and like a strip mall. It's very big, which is cool. That's where the Best Buy was. And like you said, Monica, that went out of business, but that place is busy. Now it's becoming a Dick's Furniture Store or something. Like we need another furniture store.
You know what my town is overrun with, and I don't understand it? Banks. Every new building going up is a friggin' bank. Like, how many banks does Sherman need? I'm not even exaggerating. Every new build, my hand to God, it's a freaking bank.
Yeah, mine is banks and Mexican restaurants.
Mine's
and
just
Chinese buffets.
I do have an HEB coming though, and I'm kind of excited about that. So I don't have to drive 30 minutes south to go to HEB.
Let me see if I remember. That's a market, correct?
It's a grocery store.
Grocery store, yes.
And they have the best produce.
Yes. Yeah, you're right though about banks. I don't remember the last time I walked into a bank.
I don't understand it. Like, why? I mean, this town, it's not tiny. It's the seat for the county that we're in, but I don't think we need 150 banks.
No.
No.
I don't think we need it. And they're not like small little things. They're like giant structures. I'm like, how many? Why?
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Well,
you need it like one bank for every 100 people. That's what it is.
yeah. Well,
Apparently, yeah.
I guess on the bright side, it's good that some people are working there. But other than that, I get your point. It's like, or just like if there's a gas where I live, it's similar to you guys, I'm sure, in town, not on the freeway. You can drive every 2 blocks, there's a gas station on every corner. I said, you guys cannot be making any money because you're fighting with each other each and every day.
Yeah.
I mean, a gas station on every other corner. Come on. So, but anyways, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. I do like the businesses, the mom and pop shops. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, I love those. I go to the town above us because they've got like an old fashioned Main Street.
Okay.
Denison. It's got like the double wide Main Street and all the shops are lining it. It's very 1950s feeling. And it's all mom and pop shops. And I love going up there and going to the
Yeah, I love that.
I do too. And I like the mom and pop, the restaurants and things like that. Not the chains so much, the mom and pop, where it's
all
been
in the
in the
walls.
family
I'll
for
go to
50
that all
years.
day long. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've got this for the last bit of bizarre news. This is interesting. We're going back to Wisconsin. Wisconsin, a wilderness match or watch, I should say here. Bigfoot fan meets the wrong legend. Yeah. Locals say this is Bayfield County, Wisconsin. What began as a harmless fascination with Bigfoot lore has spiraled into what neighbors now call the most cursed hobby in the North Woods. 40-year-old Evan Sticks Halberg of rural Bayfield County says his lifelong passion for tracking Sasquatch drove him and 2 buddies deep into the pine-choked backwoods last November 1st. They expected the usual odd prints, snapped branches, maybe a blurry photo to show the internet. But what they got instead, Halberg insists, was something walking on 2 legs that absolutely was not Bigfoot. According to Halberg, the trio spotted a tall, canine-headed humanoid crouched over a log pile, its yellow eyes glowing like 2 flashlights on a low battery, he says. When it rose onto its hind legs, estimated at nearly 7 feet, Halberg says all 3 men froze. We came out looking for Bigfoot, Halberg said, but this thing looked like Bigfoot's angry dog, and we interrupted its night. The creature allegedly bluff charged them before melting into the tree line. The men fled back to Halberg's truck and didn't stop driving until they hit the pavement. But the encounter didn't end in the woods. He goes on to state the visitations began. Within days, Halberg reported strange occurrences at his countryside home. Claw-marked trees, the feeling of something pacing outside at night, and the sudden disappearance of his outdoor security lights. Then came the carcasses. First it was a raccoon completely shredded like confetti, he said. Then a deer. Then something I still can't identify. Sheriff's deputies responded but wrote the incidents off as wolves or coyotes. Halberg disagreed, especially after the alleged roof incident. As he goes on, this is quoting him. So I'm making coffee one morning when I hear this thunder on the roof, Halberg explained. Not a branch, not hail. It was walking, heavy, with a purpose. Moments later, shingles rained down into the yard. When Halberg rushed outside, he claims he saw a dark silhouette drop from the roof's peak and sprint into the woods on 2 legs. Then he throws in this: his homeowner's insurance is reporting the process his claim. Didn't need that in the article. Whatever. Neighbors weigh in. Locals have mixed reactions. Some believe Halberg, others think he's let the Bigfoot documentaries rewire his brain. One neighbor who refused to give her name said, "Look, all I know is something howls out there at night, and it ain't any Wisconsin wildlife I recognize." Another was more blunt. "Even went looking for monsters. Seems like one family looked back." Oh, okay, whatever. Ongoing investigations. Halberg says he's not giving up on the truth. He just wishes the truth would stop climbing onto his roof. He's installed trail cams, reinforces doors, and sleeps with a spotlight by the bed. His friends, however, refuse to go back into the woods. When asked why he continues to live there despite the alleged torment, Hallberg simply replied, "Because if I leave, I think it's going to follow me." Authorities have not yet commented any further, but residents in Bayfield County are being advised unofficially to keep pet stores and avoid everything, blah, 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 lock everything at night, this, that, and the other. So yeah, that's, we've heard a lot of stories similar to this throughout the years, right, guys? And this
This one sounds very familiar to me. Like they were on the news with this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that they had had taken pictures of the actual prints on the roof. They had like this one incident. It was in the wintertime, so there was snow on the roof. So it left prints. I want to say that this is the one, or if not, it's very close.
This is the one from like Terror in the Woods
or something. That's what it sounds
TV
like.
Show where somebody was recounting. Yeah, there was something around the house that was watching them, and then it had jumped up on the roof and was, like tap dancing on the roof one night when the wife was home alone.
Yeah, there's something in it. Like I said, I remember seeing like a video of them talking about it to a news crew. And then they showed like a still of the roof and the prints on the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, that's familiar. But I mean, there's a lot of stories.
There's a lot of them, especially in that region. Yeah.
Well, Wisconsin,
Yeah, jumping up on the roof. That's not unusual.
No, it's not.
And is it a big jump for, a cryptid? No.
No. In fact, you guys, I did a story a couple of years ago about a same incident. It was I forget what state it was. Allegedly, it was a dog man on a roof, and some guy who was helping this lady figure out what was going on in her property. It was a husband and a wife tandem trucker team, and they would alternate weeks driving the rig. And every time the man left, there was some sort of cryptid lurking about her property, and always heard it on the roof. And so a sheriff was off duty, and he was into Bigfoot and cryptids, and asked her, "Hey, not to be forward, but do you mind if I camp out on your property?" Because he took a report from her, right? Previous, and wanted to offer his help. And she said, "Yeah, sure." And I guess a couple nights went by, nothing. He went back another weekend and saw something on her roof jump off her roof and run right into the tree line, and left a big indentation of a print. So a lot of these stories, we've all heard stories similar with the roof, with shredded animals.
Yeah.
Carcasses left at doorsteps. I've heard plenty of them. And of course, Wisconsin, which is kind of dog man.
I mean, I don't doubt their story. Personally.
No,
I think that they experience that, unlike some of the stories I've heard tonight.
Well, what is the bizarre news, and when I find if I find them, sometimes if they're entertaining, I just like to do them.
Yeah.
No, I totally believe that these things can happen. I don't doubt this story.
Yeah.
I think this is a good story.
I do too. I do definitely believe that one. The other ones might have happened. The problem is, I think a lot of people put a little bit of exaggeration behind it.
Well, sure, they spin it to make it sound maybe a little more threatening than it was at the time.
And I think even too sometimes that when you're finding things on any news piece, it doesn't matter what it is, you guys. The writers are reporting and throwing their own personal spin to get clicks.
Right.
Well, yeah. And I still think the dog Rex is mad at his owner.
Yeah.
I do too. That's what that was.
I don't think the dog's doing anything weird. Now the flying thing he saw is something different.
So, yeah, but I think the dog's just all mad about going out there now.
The dog's just like,
I think
you,
I
dude.
think the dog says, "Screw you, Mister Owner of mine. You're a shitty master."
Yes.
Right.
I like Monica's point about maybe psyop, or not psyops, black ops. You know,
They're
perhaps.
just testing out new equipment.
Yeah.
One dude's like, "Hey, I'm going to go grab that dog. Watch this."
Yeah, exactly. He's probably looking at his owner. What are you going to do now? Throw me out in front of a car? I mean,
Right. Dog's like, "Thanks for protecting me, guy."
Right. I'm waiting for the next thing to happen. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to bark anymore when crap comes up to the house at night.
Exactly. I'm done.
Yeah. I'm going to let the intruder in, Papa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I'll be hiding over here.
Yeah, I'm going to stand there and watch when that thing creeps up on you.
Right?
Yep. But of course, gals and everybody listening, that's why we do the bizarre news, because it is bizarre. It makes you think. I think a lot of these have something behind them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're good for Saturday night, you know, for our viewing pleasure audience and stuff.
Right.
I like
our entertainment.
Yeah,
Indoors.
it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
And a lot of times too, I find some creepy ones, and I don't like to do the creep ones. We mix it up every week on this show.
Yeah.
The naked man running through the mall, I had to report on that because that was like hilarious.
It's just a sweeper. That's just
it was just stupid.
Yeah.
And it probably happened. I mean,
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure it happened.
I'm sure it happened. A streaky man running through a mall probably occurs more than a dog man being reported on somebody's roof.
Right?
Yeah, the dog man on the roof probably did happen.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Do I believe that glowing people gave somebody mouth to mouth underwater? No.
I don't believe that one either. You know, I just did it anyway, just because it was interesting.
I think somebody watched the movie and thinks that we don't know what the movie is.
I immediately thought The Abyss.
Yeah.
But, you know, I want to thank Sparky's Outdoors for 5 new pirate gifts. Sir, thank you, Sir Brian Bowden, Phil Funk, Sir Brian, very generous. Thank you so much, Sir Brian. Thanks to everybody for coming on in tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out, everybody. I appreciate that. Subscribe to Bigfoot Rob if you haven't. The Blondes and Booze. The Blondes and Booze. I'm so used to saying the Blondes and Booze Paranormal Podcast that I have to cut myself at Booze, Blondes and Booze.
Yes.
The lovely Monica, our paranormal world. I'll ask you once again, Monica. I'm sure you hate when I ask you.
Better, so I will do a show this week.
You are doing a show.
I'm going to, yeah. So I'm not recovering from surgery or whatever that was.
I know it's just the timing with everything, Monica.
I know. So yeah, I'll do one tomorrow, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do another 50 states entry, or I was watching all these conspiracy videos today about the Eyes Wide Shut movie.
Oh,
so
that one.
I might do that.
Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut is with.
It's with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman and the people in the mask.
I never saw it.
Party. You need to see it. It's a documentary, I swear.
Really?
But Kubrick was telling the world what's going on.
Right.
See, I thought, Tom Cruise, I kind of liked when he was younger. But then I seen that. I said, man, it seems like it's a weird sex movie or something.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I mean, that movie is.
But you'd say it has a lot of twists and turns and conspiracy.
Well, I mean,
theories.
what it's doing is it's very subtly showing you like what the 1% of the 1% are doing behind closed doors and how they're running these rings and how it's all like, there's a lot of, obviously there's sex in the movie. I think everybody knows that, but it's not just that one scene. Sex is a thread that combs in and out of the movie. And it's not just
does that not sound like current events?
Yeah. And it's not always legal, and it's not always necessarily good.
Yeah, sounds like
So,
a current story that's happening, doesn't it?
yeah. So I think that I'm going to do that. I will do that tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think it was yeah, now that you're saying that, yeah, it does sound like stuff that's going on in today's world.
Yeah. There's
So,
lists, right?
Yeah. Well, look who
right.
just popped in. What's going on here? Whoa, Sir Brian Bowden. My gosh, I love you, Sir Brian. Thank you for your generosity tonight. Monica's Paranormal World. I got a show topic for you. Do a show on Garth Brooks is a serial killer.
Don't buy that. I mean, I know what you're talking about.
I know.
Yeah.
I've seen that. In the news. Well, Tex, thanks for popping on here as we're wrapping up. What's going on, brother?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Finally got some time off work, so
Oh, there you go.
He's getting ready to do a show for everybody in chat, so run on over to his channel.
Oh, you got a
Right.
show going on after this one, Tex?
I am.
Oh, excellent. Well, advertise away, my friend. How was your Thanksgiving, Tex?
Well, we had it today. We had this because I was working Thursday and all that kind of stuff and Friday, so we had our Thanksgiving today, and it was good.
Oh, great.
It was good. In fact, I just finished eating a ham sandwich. So
You had a ham
There you
sandwich?
go.
a
Ham sandwich.
spiral ham sandwich. So spiral
So,
cut honey ham. So,
honey
I
ham.
love honey hams.
Yeah, I like it.
little mayo, a lot of black pepper, honey ham.
I do like.
That's it.
I like almost all hams. Honey ham is probably top of the list.
Maybe a little Swiss because I like Swiss.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
that's
have any
good
Swiss.
too.
Oh yeah, I like Swiss
Ooh.
cheese too, man. I love Swiss.
Yeah,
jalapeno
because when I make my turkey sandwiches, it's turkey, mayo with salt and pepper,
and Swiss, that's
and
what I do.
tomato slices and Swiss.
Tomato. No, I don't
That's
go with that.
good.
But I do exactly what you do, Monica, except I don't put on the tomato.
I don't like tomatoes, but I like them in that sandwich.
That's why I was surprised you said that because I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because she said she doesn't like tomato paste.
I
or
don't. I don't like
sauce.
tomatoes, but there are some things I like tomatoes in. And I found a thing to that I actually like the tomato sauce if it's too, because it's the acidity that I don't like in
Right.
the sauces. If I take a pinch of bicarbonate and put it in there, it neutralizes the acidity within the tomato sauce, so it's sweeter. You taste the tomato like it's better.
Yeah, we use sugar.
Yeah, this like just cuts the acidity though, and especially if you have like sensitive stomachs, it'll help with that.
Kind of brings out the more natural taste of the tomato.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, sounds like that. I need to get some of that for chili, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just baking soda. But you can't use a lot or you'll have stomach issues.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You just like sprinkle a little bit on top and until it stops foaming, and then it's good.
Huh. Okay.
I don't want nothing cutting away from the acidity and the heat and the burn and the that's of my chili because
put it this way, it'll be a sweet heat. That's what she's saying.
But I'm
talking about
my thing is
spaghetti.
I want you to remember my chili for days.
For days. There you go.
No, my chili. I make a 5-pepper chili.
Ow.
That sounds like it burns.
I would like that. I would like
memorable.
that. But the thing is, I mean, it sounds like, oh my God, it's gonna be hot. It's got some heat to it, but it's not unbelievably hot because I don't like that kind of stuff. I like heat, but I like all my heat on the backside because I want you to taste the meal and then go, oh wow, there it is. You know, and that's what's great about if y'all don't know, that's what's great about white pepper, black pepper versus white pepper. White pepper gives you the heat on the backside of it.
I put white pepper in my hot and sour soup.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Really, when I make chili, I make it just pretty much standard. The only heat that I add to it when I make it is 6 blends of chili pepper powder. Excuse me. But what I do is because I have all the other. What I like to do is just make it so it's got a good taste, maybe a little bit of spice to it. But what I do, I like to make the pot, and then what I'll have is I have all the other condiments, all the other habanero, this and that. So each individual bowl I will make according to my mood for that particular.
I'll tell you what
dining
really.
experience.
I'll tell you what will really, if you want a different kind of flavor to your chili,
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you make your chili the same way all the time,
Yeah,
you kind of get used to it and everything. If you want to add something a little different to it, get some smoked chipotle powder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I never
That's really
tried
good.
that one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a whole flavor like profile
Right.
that it adds to it.
You
When I
get-
make baked beans, I make hot and spicy baked beans. So I'll
Uh-huh.
make them like you normally do with the pinto beans. But I'll, in the salt pork, or I don't even use salt pork. I use pork belly now that I can
Right.
get it.
Right.
So pork belly in the beans, but then I put in like 2 fresh jalapenos, like
Mhm.
seeds and all, like chopped up in there. And then I put about a cup of brown sugar in it.
Yeah.
And bake it slow so it gets caramelized. So you've got that heat, but the sweet too. It's really good.
If you
Sounds good.
if you want to get the essence of a pepper, but you don't want like the pieces of pepper and stuff. I used to have to do this for competition chili because back in the day, you couldn't have anything bigger than your little fingernail in the chili chunks in the chili, vegetables, no beans, and stuff like that. So it was like meat soup, right? And but to get the essence, the flavor, and the heat of the peppers, what I would do is I would take a jalapeno, for example, and I would take it whole and just cut slits vertically and just put the whole pepper in there, and just let that marry. And
I do that when I'm making some of the Mexican dishes I make, like the pozole, and if I want extra heat in it. Or when I'm making even Mexican rice, like the orange rice that you get, I'll slit up just 1 jalapeno because I don't want it to just burn your mouth off, and just mix it in there while the water's simmering.
I'm not a real big fan of cornbread.
Yeah,
but I don't like sweet cornbread. I like Mexican cornbread.
I like sweet cornbread. But
sweet and
so
buttery.
now we're talking about food. We have to talk about it at least once
know.
for Rob's show.
Yeah, God. You know what? I had 2 comments just last week, Monica, when we did the show, and it said, Rob and Monica, you guys should do a gardening and food show.
We should.
And I said, we've been talking about it for like a year, maybe down the road, But anyways, that'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Well, hell, we've the whole group has been talking about it for several years.
We dig our food, man. We love eating.
We do.
And we all like cooking too, with the exception of maybe Brandi likes to bake.
Yes, I love to bake. But see, that's why I said we should come up with a food show. It'll be like a 1-hour session. We're all in our kitchens. We're all talking. We're making our dish.
That'd be kind of cool.
And we're talking about how we're doing it. We're talking back and forth. And we could talk cryptids, ghosts, aliens, whatever we want in between.
I thought about doing that. And I had told Chris about that like maybe a year ago. I was like, I want to do a cryptid and cooking show. Like, cooking different dishes because I've got like a bajillion of them up here.
Yeah.
I'll talk about different cryptids while I'm cooking.
I'll tell you what, I had to pull a 16-hour shift Thanksgiving. And so I got home. Let's see, it's already the next day. So Thursday, I got home at 11 o'clock in the morning. All right. I got home about noon. And so I walk in, and of course, my wife is making Thanksgiving stuff, right? I walk in, and of course, I don't smell anything because I can't smell nothing. But I notice on the counter, there's a fresh, hot out of the oven pecan pie. And I'm like, oh. But I was so tired, I just like, I gotta go to bed.
Right. I'll get that later. Thanks.
But yeah, it was but today we went over to my brother-in-law's house, and we all had big Thanksgiving dinner and everything.
Well, that's nice.
Of course, you got like 30 people showing up. Everybody brings.
See, we didn't have it. We used to have 25 and 30 back a long time ago. Half our families either died off or moved. Yeah, just to put it bluntly.
Yeah.
You know, it is
Yeah.
what it
Dead or
is, man.
gone or both.
Yeah, or both. Yeah. But I had fun. I was disappointed, like I told the girls, with the lions, and then I got better. So, Tex, I guess you're doing a show after this. Hey, tell everybody what you're doing.
You know what? I think I'm going to send I think I made, since none of the misfits y'all are all wimping out on me.
Go to sleep, dude.
But I don't know. I might just drop the link in the chat and see what, grab bag kind of deal, see what we get. Unless, Brian, you want to come over and visit me?
Well, maybe I will. I'm going to obviously take a little break after this and check out what's going on. But I'll be up for a while. Maybe I will. I don't know.
It'd be cool. We haven't done a show together in a while.
No, not since you got your hours changed, pretty much. Well, thanks once again for everybody for coming on in. Thanks, Brian Bowden. Thanks to, let me find, so I forgot. Sparky, Brian, Phil, Brian. Good
Brian
day.
was
Thanks,
on a roll
Brian.
tonight.
Brian was on a roll. Thank you. I appreciate each and every single one of you, however, regardless of donations or whatever. You're all loved by everybody. Hit that like button. It's worth $20, right? Subscribe to our channels. That's another cool thing. And don't forget to turn on your alert bells. With that being said, I'm just going to find the button and go over and see Tex in another. I'm guessing he starts at 1 a.m. or 12 his time. So probably about 8 minutes.
8 minutes, something like
about
that.
8 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
I might have JoJo and Sir Brian on. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that'd be very good. Very entertaining with JoJo and Sir Brian Bowden. I'm going to God, I'm hungry now because I made tacos today. I might go gun a taco. I don't know.
I know. I'm in a snacky mood now.
Oh yeah, now snacky.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Monica, you go to sleep. Good seeing you again. And Brandi, good seeing part of you.
Yes, it was good to see all of you. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. And Tex, always great to see you. See you on the flip side.
All right, buddy.
Good night.